Sino nga bang lumikha sa Diyos? Hi, welcome to the Christian Worldview Project. Once again, my name is Jordan at ngayon po, tatalakayin naman natin yung isa sa mga very important questions na nire-raise palagi ng mga atheist. And I think it needs clarification. It really requires answer sa tanong na ito. Ito po ay nasa video pa rin ni Yhaniboi. After ito ng kanyang explanation regarding the watchmaker argument, which again, me as a Christian apologist don't use that kind of argument to prove the existence of God. But as for me, hindi ko po ginagamit yung ganong klaseng argument. Okay? So, to start, who created God? Sino nga ba ang lumikha sa Diyos? Sabi ni Yhaniboi sa kanyang video,
si God ang may gawa ng lahat, pero walang gumawa sa Kanya. Na kung lahat ng nag-i-exist ay imposibleng walang gumawa, bakit si God walang gumawa sa Kanya?
Pagdating sa ganyang klaseng question, kailangan nating i-clarify. First, yung definition. Okay? The definition of God. First, let us define what is God. At ito po ay sa Christian God. According to our Catechism, God is a spirit, infinite, eternal, and unchangeable in His being, wisdom, power, holiness, justice, goodness, and truth. Again, God is spirit, infinite, eternal, and unchangeable in His being, wisdom, power, holiness, justice, goodness, and truth. May makikita po kayo sa screen na mga scriptural references dyan. Even atheists could actually check that out para po sa kanilang kaliwanagan. So by definition, God is infinite and eternal. So the very question itself is assuming a wrong presupposition. Ang presupposition ng kanyang question ay mali. The very reason why yun ang question niya. Who created God? So what is the wrong presupposition of the question? The wrong presupposition is that God is not infinite and not eternal. Basic logic will simply tell us that if something is eternal, it has no beginning, no end, it is everlasting, and existing forever. Anything that's eternal cannot be created, because in order to be created, you have to not exist at some point and then come into existence. And that's not the case with God. He is eternal, infinite. Now, if that bothers you, then that's your problem. If He is a created being, therefore, He is not worthy to be called God. Kung ang Diyos ay isang nilikhang nilalang, then hindi siya worthy na purihin. Hindi siya worthy na dapat tawaging Diyos. Now, let's magnify Yhaniboi's wrong deductive argumentation. Himayin po natin ito. Premise 1. All that exists has a creator. Premise 2. God exists. Conclusion. Therefore, God has a creator. Now, by the way, sa isang deductive argumentation, ang validity ay hindi po yan kapareho ng truth. Argument can still be valid. In this case, the argument is valid. But the question is this true? So validity is not the same as truth. Doesn't mean it's valid, therefore it's already true. Most especially if you start with the wrong premise. So this is the problem when you have a naturalistic understanding of who God is. God is not made of matter. Hindi po siya galing sa matter. First of all, the God of Christianity is eternal. Therefore, the premise that all that exists has a creator is already wrong. By definition, the God of Christianity is eternal. So therefore, the premise, all that exists has a creator, is wrong. Second, there is no rule in Christianity that everything that exists has a creator. Wala po kaming rule na ganon. Rather, nothing would have existed without the God of Christianity. Sabi rin ni Yhaniboi,
kung gagawa ka ng rule, tapos accept mo si God doon sa rule na yun, kinokontradict mo na yung sarili mong argument. At ang tawag doon ay special pleading. At ito ay isang fallacy o false argument.
We don't make God an exemption to the rule because in the first place, we don't believe such erroneous premise that all things that exist has a creator. You posit that premise. That is your presupposition, not ours. So again, you're wrong. Now, he raised up a logical fallacy called special pleading. Okay? So for the sake of every people watching this video, let me explain what is a special pleading fallacy. The special pleading fallacy, it is when someone introduces an unjustified exception to an argument. He is avoiding the issue. He is saying something like, most people shouldn't rob banks, but I'm an exception. Why? Because I need money. So, yan po ang special pleading. Ang advice daw ng tao na to is, dapat mga tao ay hindi nagnanakaw sa mga bangko. Pero ako ay exempted sa bagay na yon. Bakit? Kasi ako ay walang source of living, ako kasi ay mahirap lang, so pwede akong magnakaw. So that is a special pleading fallacy. But again, that's not the case with the Christian God. Therefore, there's really no special pleading fallacy in our worldview for some absolute reasons. First, God is not a created being. Okay? He is eternal. Second, God is not under by some rules or under some rules that human make. It is God who make rules. Third, God exists and without Him you cannot prove anything. 4. God is the necessary precondition for all that exists. Without Him, nothing would have existed. Now, atheists may also say, well, you have not justified it. Hindi mo naman na-justify because I am not persuaded. I'm not convinced. What they need to understand is that proof doesn't follow persuasion. Okay? Proof doesn't follow persuasion. Remember that an argument need not to be accepted by everyone for it to be nonetheless conclusive. We must obviously distinguish between proof and persuasion. Personal persuasion is subjectively qualified and proof is not. We say that something can exist, for instance, cancer, for which the doctor has a proof. Something can exist even though a person is unpersuaded that he has a cancer and even offers reasons, maybe avidly reasons against the possibility that he has a cancer. We are dealing here with proof and not persuasion. Now, remove God out of the picture and you'll have no foundation for science, rationality, and truth. And to finally conclude this video, the evidence required to prove something exists must correspond to its nature. For example, the evidence offered as proof for the existence of gravity is not the same kind that is used to prove a mathematical theory. In the same way, proof for God's existence corresponds to what the Bible reveals about the nature of His being. Saan ba siya makikilala? Saan ba siya mas makikilala? Or paano natin siya mas malalaman? Sa mga arbitrary definition ng mga atheist? Well, hindi po yun tama. Since the Bible reveals that God is not a part of the physical universe, then He cannot be seen with a physical eye, nor can His existence be verified through scientific investigation. Now, ang panawagan ko pa rin sa mga atheist is repent and believe in the gospel. Trust Christ. He is the only way, the only truth, and the only life. Without Him, you cannot make sense of everything. Thank you once again. My name is Jordan from the Christian Worldview Project. See you next time.